paranoia down long. That was so bizarre to watch.
Real misread of something there. Not sure what the information was. That's always the assumption, is maybe a missed call, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what creates that moment.
But this is the thing, on that retake, you think about it, yes, Izzy's got the Blade Storm, but what have you got to enable him?
To instigate, right.
Yeah, exactly. There's no catalyst for Supermassive Blaze to follow up on. Really, really bizarre to see that. Again, maybe the crack's starting to show, the pressure's building here, because they're being pushed. They are being pushed by PaperX, and again, I don't think I would have been the only one other than Sean and Yinsu on the desk thinking actually Supermassive Blaze have got something to step up to here with the way the first series went. And again, a little gap for them. What, 5 days since we've seen them actually out here on the stage now. That's
worrying scenes.
That could be a terrible round to reflect on.
I think it's the one that you watch back in the post-mortem and you're like, that could have been such a different look now. But we're at 11-11. So for the PaperX fans, grinning. And looking at the money coming out, well, PaperX are fine. However, as you're noting, light armors, specters. It looks okay on the surface, but just below, looking a little weary. Kind of like my mental health. Izzy, gonna spot on the cross, but this actually sets up Brave into a deeper angle. They may not be aware of Brave yet. Izzy can show enough, or does he actually get involved? That's what I'm curious about. He can sit here happily, and Izzy can just, again, keep attention on that first peak. Again,
indications. Operator noted. If Brave smokes here, he's close enough to give away the audio cue.
Yep.
Ready with the Al drone. They have to sit behind this tripwire. Is he about to smoke? Yeah, he has. They would have heard that. So they've now noted 2 players on Supermassive Blaze. Sheba and Mindfreak are now thinking, actually, guys, there's 2 people down here.
Let's explore.
Expect PaperX now to have a look at A lobby, potentially have a look at mid. The Seekers will confirm this, Lauren.
Yeah, this, I don't love this at all. Braves having a nightmare now. Okay, and there's the Explorer on the other side. Exactly what we expected, and Forsaken's whiffed it. And actually, somehow it still worked out okay for SMB. This is you've got being gifted a platter of a round. It's all there for you, and just a couple of weird exchanges, and it's fallen to pieces. 20 seconds. PaperX, can you make up for an absolute fumble of an opportunity there yourselves? And here we go. Ult's coming out online. Denial of the spike plant going to be going through. Sheba tries to get aggressive to try and find some space. Mindfreak. This is a round or two to forget. You can see the pressure on these two sides. SMB is counting their lucky stars. That round for them was about to crumble down. And a couple of missed kills here and there. And here we are.
And again, you know, shout out Pora to be in a position to I guess, anticipate the very thing we can see unfolding. Right, 2 players noted again. It's a similar situation. You got to account on potentially one mid, potentially one garage, or actually elsewhere. Once you don't get that aggression down from A long or towards A lobby, Forsaken plays it perfectly. Benkai tries to find something on the way in with them, but it's just not enough. 1 round separates them. SMB on map point now from an exhausting opening to this series.
Izzy still waiting out here. You can see the sky on the other side, still just fine. Forsaken's actually adjusted, going straight back towards B. There is utility in place, though. Pora's put some work down here early on. There it is. Sheba trying to catch a little bit of damage. It's Divide to find Russ in the deeper angle from Forsaken. Man. That's massive. Turco now in danger as well. Forsaken doesn't have to fully back away. His presence is enough to control so much to facilitate and allow that spike plant to come in on B. And now there's problems everywhere.
Neural Theft will tell them everything they need to know. Brave, Izzy and Turco called upon. The flash is perfect!
The combination, the 1-2 punch, Divine and Forsaken. He wanted to go a bit further on that, just eats the flash, didn't quite crest the corner. And Izzy and Brave, this is OT Rin all over it. Izzy now doing anything he can. You might as well make the fight, do what you can with what's in front of you. A 1v3, time dwindling, everything put against him. I think he knows this one's all but over, and they have to try and once again rebuild into this game. A spray through. Is that knife coming now? I thought about it, Mindfreak. It's 12-12. We're going OT.
Last player standing.
Those last couple of rounds, I think you could accredit that to maybe the pressure getting to some players in certain scenarios here, but PaperX respond perfectly. And it's on the back of this man again, Forsaken. And shout out Divide, look at this. These are freebies. When you have a Sky setting you up like that, absolutely gifted. Now a reset. SMB, at least I've got to say a lifeline financially. With how this with this string of rounds that we saw in regulation, actually the economy reset here is a huge consideration to make, especially with the round where the res was invested, the lockdown, the Hunter's Fury, and the TP onto
the TP, the wonderful TP, your favourite. Well, back to business. Forsaken go and walkabouts. Now we were praising SMB's ability to tame him. The first time we saw SMB on the attacking side, we were in real high praise of their ability to tame the likes of DEVAMI and Forsaken. Slower, patient play paid off and then some. However, I think the mental grind might have kicked in. We'll see if they can still do that here.
Here.
Look at this. Look how much Paper X are willing to invest to find this, and it's literally territory control. This is all it is. They want to hold on to A lobby deep enough where they get the information of whether or not the hit is, or the lean is this direction from Supermassive Blaze. Spike actually committed slightly towards C, and Pora will confirm that now. But again, all this time brought up, Forsaken's not feeling anything other than this Owl drone here. You can see Paper X, they're set up for it. They're in position, Lauren.
Great read coming out from this, and the one brilliant moment of having Forsaken deep towards A, it allows you to push players over towards C. One flash comes in. To high flash, it's going to catch on the pop as well. Benkai can slip towards the back of the platform. Benkai swings out. This is exceptional work and the correct read. And a celebration of Paper X with the perfect approach after having a very hard half on that side.
That is absolutely textbook. Again, the Owl, as soon as the Owl drone comes through, there's a trade-off, and Forsaken's like, well, there's nothing behind it, guys. Go towards C. This is so the flash just confirming it.
I love it.
Pora just in no man's land, spinning 360s. And again, I don't actually think Supermassive Blaze are anticipating this possibility at all.
No way. No way. They thought they maybe had
so
one
well
side,
played from Paper X.
So I mean, before you were having like a couple of jump peaks from Mind Freak, I think it was, just at the back of the site, just jump peeking a little bit, and that got caught. We do have a technical coming in, and within that moment, we can kind of talk on this. We were highly praising how SMB were approaching this, but what a change-up.
Do you know what, actually, from that first series with Vision Strikers being tested, and I think actually it was in such an unorthodox way that they were willing to kind of play what SMB did on their attack, right? But actually, the macro game that Paper X are demonstrating here and their ability to read the situation so well is what's impressing me today. I was impressed with Forsaken, DEVAMI individually and their performances and their ability to have impact, but actually, you got to credit them for the deeper seeded kind of the technical aspects of some of these rounds. That one right there was beautiful to watch. And like I said, I don't think SMB had any inclination that they were walking into a three-man stack.
They had no idea they'd been read by that point.
Yeah, like
absolutely
a book.
No idea.
Like a book.
So I mean, I think you're right. It was just like an Owl drone, I think, was invested towards. It wasn't enough to keep him dedicated. As you highlighted, Forsaken was already so deep. He had all those audio cues. If anyone was just lingering around, if anyone had cleared it. I mean, the look when they go for that A hit, when you see SMB do that A piece, there's so much attention put towards clearing sewer, so much attention towards long. Just those little kind of tell signs, those little indicators. If none of that's present, go for a gamble stack. Hit that rotation. They're down to 30 seconds odd. At worst, it's a B piece. At best, you got 4 players sat on a site. I'm
risk
in love with
management,
that.
right? It's literally saying, actually, if we can push and pull the pressure on one side of the map, even if we find 1 or 2, we find Pora in that lurk role, we find somebody, you know, on the back end of that execution, it's still a win for Paper X, because as long as they don't lose somebody in that scenario, the retake is more than likely.
Oh, I agree, and just a monitor issue coming in, so hopefully that's fixed up nice and quick. No worries there, we'll be jumping right back on in. And pause for thought, and what a sour note to end it on for, you know, SMB. You're sat there maybe feeling yourself, that's one to hopefully not dwell on too long. You know, as a player, we say this from more of a technical standpoint, you know, we can talk about momentum swings and that, but they're human beings, they feel that, you know, not even ending, but taking a second for this, now you're sat there going, really fumbled that one, didn't we? After having a great half.
And you look at the win conditions, actually, I don't think anybody on Supermassive Blaze is having a particularly bad game.
No.
They're all okay. I don't actually think this time around, Forsaken definitely not as prominent a force in the lobby, but that really tells a bigger story.
I don't think he has to be.
No. and that's the key point. Paper X have stepped up to the plate in a way I wasn't even anticipating today.
No, I'm with you, and I love the fact that they've kind of established that next layer, right? People will expect someone like Forsaken to be consistently aggressive. Well, okay, how can we then work around their adjustments? How can we still utilize him in that fashion, but be aware of it? Can we use him as just that information post? If he gets contact, if he doesn't get contact, if he can take that space. You know, I know taking space is a bit of a meme, but but
that's the worst thing as well with a map one like this, to see people walking out in dressing gowns, brushing their teeth, and then be stretched and be 13-12 down on map one, and these guys are still having the time. I'll be honest, Supermassive Blaze, they look a little rattled on state. There's no smiles, there's nobody's talking to each other right now.
Yeah, and again for SMB, the region, the Turkish fans, they have backed these teams. You know, they really support their teams and they support them hard. I mean, they have full faith in these guys to do so well. They will back them constantly. So there's pressure on these guys. Pressure to do well. You want to represent your region. This is one of the kind of, I guess, lesser told parts of this event, is that you do want to represent your region and do the best you can for the fans who tune in at all hours, any day of the week. They are supporting you. So for them, this is still a tough game and it ain't over yet. 12-13, we jump right back in. Paper X on the verge, though. After a perfectly read round, they still have to do one more.
Look at this, you're talking about indicators. Gravity well invested to at least slow Izzy down in sewers, and straight away they're going to try and find the space elsewhere. No alarm bot to actually confirm this here, so Brave will be called upon. Oh, it just pops ahead of the flash.
Okay, Brave's actually really got a clean fight on that. I thought the follow-up was going to be there. Brave had it all in front of him. How did Mindfreak win that? I have no idea, but it's a 4v3 and the spike will be planted on the C site. Now look at the retake. You have two players very close by towards CT, but that jet is still a fair way off. Izzy slowly working back in through B. That'll take a second, so time will have dwindled by then.
They found another one.
And untradeable too. Oh no, Izzy and Turco, what can you do with this? It's all on you two now to make something happen. Turco looking above that smoke, catches Benkai off guard. Great start. Has to be quick on this though. It cannot take too long. Turco now clears towards long. It's on site though. Sheba right there. Izzy falls. It's Sheba. And Paper X pick up map one in fashionable style. I'm so impressed with how they played that.
They brought their A game today. Again, we saw a taster of potentially what some of these guys can do individually, but this right here was an absolute masterpiece. Some of these rounds from Paper X. And again, to have that read on exactly what Supermassive Blaze were doing time and time again. And again, so you said, it's kind of that transition from being considered a little one-dimensional to seeing the second, the third look. Really, really fantastic performance from them.
Yep.
And that's a big concern, I gotta say it.
Yes.
Coming now into this map, Vito, and we're talking about, touched on it at least on the desk here. You have an opportunity to look at some of these rounds, but I'm a little worried now coming into map 2. Again, you could talk about validity of that data sample. The teams actually that lead into this 7-2 record in recent times on Breeze.
Let's go.
I'm a little worried, Lauren.
I'm with you. I'm on the worried boat as well. Breeze is going to be that next choice, and it is Paper X's choice anyway. And everything that has been shown here, I am beyond impressed with Paper X and a little worried, I think, as you said,
no.
for SMB.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Didn't catch that one.
No, we didn't
We
catch
didn't
that one.
catch that one on the program feed, thank God.
Some of these are absolutely killer as well, just heartbreakers. I think the last couple of rounds, though, even before we got to OT, was so indicative of some of the issues they were facing.
Absolutely elated to close that one out. And absolutely deserved, honestly. But a statement sent here. I got to say, from that first series, again, there was something I saw that I was very impressed with. But now coming across to this, to step up to the plate and repeat that, but also improve on it on another level, has been so good to watch so far. I'm excited for map 2, as well as being very scared for EMEA as a region.
Why did you say that?
Because,
why did you bring it up?
Because Mitch somewhere is crying backstage about the very same prospect.
He's going to mess up his mascara and eyeliner again.